Hello there, welcome back to another episode of Wrestle with me, Sam Leterna. Today I have the great pleasure of interviewing 911. We are live here at Camp Leapfrog and he has been gracious enough to join us. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Great. How are you feeling being back around a wrestling ring?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a pleasure being around here. A lot of good talent. You know what I mean? Very exciting. Everybody here has a good attitude, happy. Very nice.
Definitely, yeah. I think that everyone here, particularly as far as this roster goes, is really grateful for the opportunity to be able to wrestle, even though there's some crazy stuff going on in the world right now.
Oh, yeah.
We still have our outdoor production. We're social distancing, keeping our masks on when possible. So we're all very grateful to be here, and we're grateful that you got to be a part of it as well. How did you feel about kind of being the throwback wrestler from yesteryear that was, the ghost in the spectrum of Camp Leapfrog too?
Well, listen, at my age, you're happy to pick up this side of dirt. So it was a pleasure to come out here and be able to go in there and just help you guys out a little bit. I had a little bit of fun.
Yeah, a little bit of fun.
A little bit of fun.
Well, you can still give a good choke slam after all these years.
Yeah, that was a good move I invented.
Absolutely, yes. You were
I'm almost 80 years old. I still do a choke slam.
You're almost 80 years old.
No, I'm 64. I'm not 80.
Okay. You look good. You don't look 80.
At 80 years old, I can probably still do it.
As long as you have that person to kind of work with you, right?
Oh yeah, like one of my good friends was Jimmy Snuka, God rest his soul. And I always just sit there and say, man, Jimmy, that move you came up with, how long you have to do that for? You know what I mean? Come on. Coming off the ropes like that, you know what I mean? That'll beat your body up. But
yeah, everything has a expiration date.
You better believe that, especially we do.
Do you believe in the, the bump theory, where you only get a certain amount of bumps as a wrestler?
Well, I don't know about a theory. I have a different belief system, and I hope it's equal to most people's. I have faith in God. I love my family and friends. The older you get, and the more people you lose in your life, the more you realize, how important people are. Even people you don't think you even liked years ago, because you shared a camaraderie in the ring, you kind of hold them close as friends. And I mean, that's how I look at things now.
Speaking of that, you do come from an era where, compared to the boys and girls now, a lot of people would say that we take a little bit better care of ourselves, maybe. Or there's less, drinking and partying and stuff like that.
Yes, which is a good thing. Back then, it was a lot of partying and a lot of stupid drugs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it caught up to a lot of my friends, and I pray for them and their families. I pray for any of these kids out here now that are getting hooked on any heroin and any of this stuff. I can tell you this, it's a dead-end street. The minute you pick up a pill, the minute you pick up a needle, you might as well just sign your death warrant. All right, it's a terrible thing to come back, and you don't just hurt yourself. You're hurting all the people that love you. You're hurting all even the people that wanted to love you in the future, and you've killed it. So I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you, stay away from it. It's a dead-end street, and nobody's your friend that wants to turn you onto it. So I'm telling you, there's a lot more to life than drugs. And once you do drugs, it doesn't matter about your girlfriends, your wives, your children, whatever you have, your money, it means nothing.
Get out.
Okay? It's a bad thing.
Absolutely. Don't do drugs, kids. Anyone watching?
Nobody.
It's not worth it.
Not a good thing.
But there were a lot of guys back in the day, maybe those a part of the ECW roster with you, who maybe instead of doing drugs or doing drugs at the same time, who knows, kind of got that adrenaline fix from being in the ring and doing these more extreme types of matches,
yes.
right?
Well, we're extreme championship wrestlers.
Yeah.
They did crazy things. You got Terry Funk. I mean, God rest his soul, my partner Teddy, me and him owned Proppies together, and we're best friends for many years. Johnny Grunge, I miss them all. And not that they ever did drugs. I'm not saying that. Teddy unfortunately had a history of heart problems on his mom's side of the family. So we lost him early. He wasn't even 50 years old. And we miss him. Rocco Rock, Public Enemy. A lot of our friends are gone, and we just I thank God that I had the time I could be with them.
Absolutely, and
a lot of
thankfully you have
interesting
your
people.
health as well.
Well, the grace of God, I hope I do. I don't go to doctors much.
Have you had any crazy surgeries?
I had 2 new knees almost 2 years ago, and best thing I wish I did 20 years ago. I mean, I can walk, I can go upstairs. We have I have a horse farm. I just bought a new horse. I'm riding horses again with my kids. You know what I mean? I'm not calf roping anymore or any of that crazy stuff, but I get on and off horses, and I'm doing good. Thank God.
And your son Vinny actually participates with Game Changer Wrestling, right?
Yes, he does.
What do you think of the indie scene currently?
I think they're doing good. I think it's a little out of my league. We're not into electronic things. I don't know the phones or computers. I mean, I still plow fields with horses.
Wow.
So I'm going backwards, I guess, in time. But my son, he enjoys it. He's a good kid. I thank God for him every day. I have 8 children. He's my 7th. And he goes under Dominic Truax. I tell you, he's phenomenal. I think he wrestles better than I ever did.
Wow, that's such a great honor
Very
to bestow that
intelligent.
upon your son. Yeah, absolutely. And are you into the high spots, or do you kind of believe in more of the traditional style of wrestling? Do you think there's a place for
I think there's a
everything?
place for it. I think that years ago, when you watch Hogan come out there and he just do a leg drop, and it led up to it. You know what I mean? Killer Kowalski. You know what I mean? He just just simple little moves, and it got over, and people loved them. It was more believable. Now, when you do a crazy, fabulous move like a moonsault, but then it meant a lot. It was a finished move, and it ended all ends. It's over with. But now you have a lot of people out there, acrobats, and they do 4 or 5 of them in a match, and it takes away. It makes it look like it's nothing. It's like, a wind blowing on you or something. And I think it matters. I think people like to see a straight up wrestle. I think as long as and you just put a little bit of oomph into it, emphasize a little bit more on it, and I think it comes out good. I mean, look at me. I got the choke slam. You know what I mean? Come on, man. As easy as gig I ever had.
Well, you certainly got that move over, I will say.
Well, it was good. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Come back
Thank
and
you so
share it
much
with
for
you.
coming on to Wrestle Tea and speaking to me about Camp Leapfrog and your past in wrestling and what you think of the current scheme of independent wrestling.
Well, I can tell you this. The people here that run Camp Leapfrog are they're gentlemen. They're some of the nicest people I've ever met. The wrestlers that came here are clean-cut kids. All right? I didn't see any craziness here at all. They wrestle. They're fat. They're just unbelievable. There's so much talent. You know what I mean? And they've just got their stuff down good. I mean, I'll put it this way, I would never pay for it, watch wrestling. Maybe because I've done it forever. I might pay for the show because it's that good. I sat here watching it. I was impressed by these kids. Some of the stuff they did you'd never expect them to do, but they did it. It's just crazy.
Well, thank you
Love it.
so much. And for those of you that are watching at home, you might have missed Camp Leapfrog, Things That Go Bump in the Ring live, but you can still watch it on IWTV. Subscribe to IWTV and check that out.
I promise you will not be dissatisfied. You'll love it. When I tell you, it's got everything for everybody,
Thank you very
and
much.
you'll love it. And I promise you. I promise you, you won't be wasting your money doing this at all. You'll love it.
Oh yeah, subscribe to IWTV. Thank you so much, 911. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.